Adam, any quick first impressions of his first day of practice?
His first day. I mean, it was good to go through. Probably one of the hotter days I think that at least I've experienced in the last 2 years. So it was good to happen on the first day. Everything else after this, I'll probably be happy if there's any kind of breeze or. So maybe we've gotten lucky the last 2 years.
Ryan's got this 2.0 knee brace. I guess I'm wondering what you think. In what ways this model of Ryan Tannehill is perhaps going to be as good as ever?
I think just the experience, whether it be in our offense or just in general playing quarterback in the NFL. Every rep he gets, he takes something from it. He's constantly learning, and I think the receivers and the tight ends and the running backs and him, they've developed good chemistry through the spring and what they've done over the summer. So, I don't know if the knee brace is really something it's not really something I'm even thinking about. Eventually we'll probably have to start working on sliding a different way than he used to.
Adam, you know quarterbacks obviously well, and the life of the QB and the pressure that comes with it. Do you think it's fair that a lot of that falls on Ryan, that he's coming back, and all this expectation that he's just going to pick up where he left off and be the man?
I mean, that's what they get paid to do. I mean, he knows the job description, and he understands the expectations and the amount of pressure that goes at that position. And I don't think that's something he loses a lot of sleep over.
Adam, do you think that every training camp has its own kind of feel and vibe, or is training camp just training camp?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's got every year it's felt a little different. Some of it maybe it's myself, just this being the third one here. It's a different feel when you're a coordinator or a position coach, and really a lot of times the attitude of the players can dictate how that feel is as well. It's been real exciting to be around this group, and the way these guys attack things, it makes it fun to be on the practice field. And when guys make mistakes, they work to get better.
How much should we read into who was working with the starters on day one, if at any?
I would take your time on that. I mean, right now, I mean, that's kind of where we ended up in the spring. We're gonna, eventually at all the positions, we're going to try to move some things around and get different groups in there and try to get guys to have experience with Ryan. And we got to find some ways to do that, because you never know what's going to happen. Somebody goes down, they got to be ready to go. You don't want that to be the first time that they've actually had a rep with him. So we're going to eventually get to that point. This first week or so, we're going to try to get in a good rhythm, and then we'll experiment after that.
And defensively,
it's the same thing. We're really just trying to get guys back into the flow of everything, and then then we'll start shuffling things around. We're not going to start moving things around too early. We want guys to kind of put some things on tape, kind of see where we're at, adjustments we need to make, and then we'll make them.
When an older player comes in, like Danny, and you've had others in the past couple of years, what are you looking for to tell whether or not basically that they still have it?
It's just really, I mean, that was our job in the offseason, and that's what the spring, you know where a guy is, where he really is, in his career. And right now, I mean, Danny looks the same guy that we've played against. So for us, any of our older players, they don't look any different than what we thought we were getting when we brought him here. And I think Frank's the one guy that every time I watch him, you just shake your head when you see him make some of these cuts and, the acceleration through the hole. I mean, the guy's ageless.
Adam, you're the coach, and so you see 30,000 things that we don't see, but does the success or failure of your team this year depend basically on Ryan Tannehill?
I don't think it's at that capacity where I think we have a lot of good pieces around him that can help us get to where we're trying to get, and as far as improving every week. With him not being in there's a drop off, obviously, because he's a starter in the NFL, and him being out there is better for us than him not being out there.
Can you win if he doesn't play well?
Yes.
Adam, were there any guys back in January, February, and March that you challenged to reshape their body, to get in better shape where you've seen results? Any one or two guys come to mind?
No, nobody wants to test the elements here. So, I mean, everybody, whether you're new or you've been here for a while, you understand what you're coming into in training camp. And guys came back and they were in great shape when we had OTAs. Now you had 5 weeks with Paloka before that, so that helps. And they had 5 weeks off, and now it's all of a sudden they show up yesterday. But guys, they don't take that chance.
How would you describe the situation you have right now at corner opposite Xavier? What's happening there?
I think those guys are just battling, and it's good to see that Tony's, he looks like he's trending towards where he was when he was healthy in 16, and we saw flashes of it in the spring, and I think there was a couple things, a little bit he was holding back, trying to work through some of the soreness and pain sometimes, but he looked good today. I thought it was good to see him transition and make some plays on the ball.
Adam, what were your thoughts last week when for a few hours you guys were on top of national conversation when it came to the national anthem?
I mean, that's the good thing about me not watching TV and scrolling through the internet. So I just kind of wait and see, what we're told by the NFL and the NFLPA, what's going on, as far as their conversations go. And I wait till we actually start games. It seems like things change a lot.
Would you ever consider suspending a player for taking a knee?
Well, I mean, if anybody knew actual rules of the NFL, good luck suspending somebody, because it takes about 5,000 things before anybody can get suspended by a club.
Adam, do you think the issue is potentially divisive for a team?
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to poll 31 other teams, and I don't know.
It's potentially divisive for this team.
I think our guys do a good job of communicating with each other. I think they do a good job of, when issues come up, they get together, they hammer it out, they talk to each other. These guys aren't shy about speaking up, and they've done a good job of making sure as a group they talk through things. And not just that, there's, other issues always come up during a season. I thought last year, we weren't as good as doing it as we were the year before, as far as guys talking to each other and kind of seeking each other out. And I think this group right now it's a different group. These guys aren't shy. They won't shy away from things, and I like that they are able to do that and have open conversations.
So you believe that it's unrealistic that any player would actually be suspended for this?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just telling you other incidences that have happened in the past. It's harder to suspend guys than what anybody realizes.
This issue arose in your first year, I believe, as a head coach. Yeah, 2016. Has this been a difficult challenge for you? This wouldn't have been something you would have expected at the time when you took the job?
No, it hasn't been a challenge for me. I mean, I just go with whatever is being said by people in charge, and then at the same time I'm communicating with our players and giving them information that I get and go from there.
Adam, do pads go on Sunday or Monday? And when they do go on, how quickly can you start forming concrete opinions about things that you hadn't seen with pads?
What's today, Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
Friday, Saturday. Saturday we'll have the uppers on, then we'll go full pads, I think Sunday or Monday.
And how quickly can you gain things knowledge-wise once they're in pads?
I mean, it picks up pretty good. So you'll figure out kind of who's going to want to be a little more aggressive than some guys will want to be aggressive. Some guys shy away from contact, but for the most part, unless you're a rookie, we've seen most of these guys in pads. We know how they're going to react to that, and really the rookies, you just want to see if what you saw in college and on tape is going to carry over.
Adam, you guys are pretty healthy right now, right? No pup list. I don't think anybody was sitting out. Is that just luck, or is that a testament to your people and the work the players are doing?
I think a lot of it has to do with our players using the resources they have. We have a lot of people that are always trying to help those guys, make sure that they stay healthy. Our players are being very proactive. I think especially the positions of where you're doing a lot of running and you could possibly have pulls and things like that. They're being proactive. They're making sure they use all the resources they have in our building, and it's, hopefully we just keep on the same trend.
Is this first, or has this happened before for you? First day of camp? No, you remember?
I don't know. I'll check if you want me to.
Seems like
Couple more guys.
With this, the heat wave, which seems to be a little bit on the accelerated level than what I'm used to, do you have to have more precaution about heat exhaustion and hydration?
The hydration part, our guys do a good job of, it's almost, you can tell players get annoyed sometimes because they're always getting on them really the day before about hydrating, being consistent and what we're doing. But we also, during practice, we're monitoring everyone. We're checking to make sure where we at with the heat, and we kind of got levels to say, like, we're in this area, we might need to take a break, let's get everybody out of the sun and then go back. So we're always kind of checking on that to make sure if it gets to a level where we're worried about something, that's when you'll see us actually take a break, get guys in the shade, get them in the cooler areas so we can make sure nothing happens to anybody.
Last
There
question.
isn't a coach or player in the league today saying they're going to stink and be a bad team. What's the sense you get of your team, though, as you look forward to the expectation this year?
I think our guys just understand that when you enter a season, it's 0-0. That's the beauty about NFL, and everybody kind of, it's like saying, like, hey, you haven't done this in 15 years. Like, nobody really cares. Like, every team's, it's a new start. That's the beauty of this league. And when you have guys moving out, you never know how that team's going to really, what personality they're going to take, what their characteristics are going to be, how are they going to handle adversity. And then that's when you have those teams where nobody think they weren't going to do anything, and all of a sudden you're talking about them in January.